Alright, so we are on, well, last time we got like an introduction to conditional statements. So, if we recall, the conditional statements are if, for, and while. That is not how you spell and. And we kind of went into it a little bit, but I think it would be a good idea to go through these in more detail. So let's do a couple of examples with if statements. And let's remember to have this clear environment command present, just so we can copy and paste it later. And then, let's see. Let's do age equals 19. And for context, you can follow along on repl.it, rapl.it, and basically just make an account, and then you can follow along with this. So this should all, well, minus this command, not work in repl. Minus this command, you should be able to run everything in repl. So yeah, if you don't have the time to download RStudio, you can just use repl, it's fine, everything's okay. Let's see, let's create a series of names. Kyle, Sandra, Dawn, Tammy, Ethan, let's do, I'm gonna do one more. I'm trying to think of, like, there, okay. Am I doing this how I want to do it? There's one way to find out. So I'm gonna do something different with that. So what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna put a bunch of yeah, I'm gonna assign all of these names some age. And then I think that'll work. We'll find out. So, let's see. For our roller coaster, we want to see if this might actually be a little complicated at first. So I'm just gonna rewrite the numbers for now, and then we'll get into the complex stuff. So 19, 22, 16, 12, 35, and 49. So if ages is, let's say we want only people older than 18 to be able to ride on the roller coaster. Ride the roller coaster. So for context, we are using this ages, we're going to be using this ages thing for now. We'll add in the names thing later. Print. So the thing that I actually remembered from, or like the thing that I found out how to print multiple things in the same statement, there's two ways to do it. You can either set a variable and then just say print the variable, or you can do paste and then add in all of the stuff that you want to add in. So let's do you are what is that? Ages. I don't think that's gonna work, but we'll find out. Else. I don't think this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it anyways. Paste. You are ages. And the reason I think this is not going to work is because I is not defined in this loop. So, okay. And then separator equals null. So what this is saying is, I'm going to make this formatting a little bit nicer. So what this is saying is if the age is greater than 18, exclusive, so 19 plus, then I want it to say, you are whatever that age is years old so you can ride. And then this separator thing is just saying well, in this case it says put a space between each instance of things. And then if the statement is not true, meaning ages are less than or equal to 18, then it should say you are this age, so you cannot ride. So let's try this. So I've got the ages. Let's see. Yay, we got an error. That's exactly what I thought it was gonna do. Okay. So a kind of weird way to do this. Age equals I think this actually has to be a for loop. So plot twist, we're gonna modify this just a little bit. So let's do for I in ages if ages is greater than 18, and indent that, whoops, indent that, and then There. Okay. So this already got a little bit complicated because what I am saying is that's actually how that should be. So we've got our list of ages, and this for loop is basically just saying do this condition for, you know, however many instances of numbers there are in the variable called ages. And you can find that out by just doing length ages, so it should repeat this loop 6 times. So then in that statement, it's going to evaluate if ages at position I is greater than 18. And then if it is, it'll say you are this number of years old, so you can ride the roller coaster. The coaster. And just for aesthetics, I'm going to do this. It's entirely pointless, but we'll do it anyways. Alright, so let's try this and see what it does. Subscript out of bounds. Okay. Interesting error. Let's see. Well, let's do a simple version first, actually. Age equals 19 if age is greater than 18. Print actually, I just want to write you are old enough to ride the coaster. Else, print you are too young to ride the coaster. So let's try this one and see what it does. Cool. Okay, so we know that works. Alright, that's a start. Arguably, this is a good topic for this stream because I don't really remember, like, I have a vague idea of how to do conditional statements, so you're learning along with me. It might be something silly. No. Maybe, actually. I'm gonna try this and see what it does. Okay. You should have repeated this. And it looks like this separator didn't really do anything, so we're just gonna get rid of it. Gonna add some spaces. Why did that not run? You should have run. Well, the good news is that it's outputting a thing. So, why it's not doing multiple outputs is the new question. Very interesting indeed. I would argue that like most of code writing is just troubleshooting why the computer thinks you wanted to do something a certain way. Let's check in here for maybe that'll do it. There we go. Wow. That is... Okay, that worked. So, it was something silly. That's how it is. So, what I did here was, this for X and Y, is a good, like, overview way to phrase it. It's basically saying, like, so this, I'll call it a pseudo variable. Like, this value called I needs a, how do I phrase this? It needs a starting point and a stopping point. So, when I had just length, for I in length of ages, it didn't know what to do with that information. But if I do 1 to length of ages, then it's basically saying, hey, count from 1 to whatever length of ages is, which is 6. So now if I try this, it should do the same thing. We'll find out. Nope, okay. So sometimes this gets nitpicky. For loops be like that. But this is a start. Yay, so we got it to print what we wanted to. So, let's see, what else can we do? What is the low-high game? Gimme the low-high game. I'm referencing, like, old, assignments that I've done. Oh, this is a fun game. I'll have to show this next week, for Python. This is a really fun game. Let's see, does RStudio deal with random, numbers? I know Python can. I'm checking to see if... Oh, RNG, that's what I want. Space needed, or could you actually do it with print? You could do it with print. You would just have to do it like... You'd have to add the plus sign between every thing that you added. So it'd have to be something like this. This should still work. Let's comment those out and run this again and see what it does. Huh. Okay, I guess not. I guess the answer is it depends. Like, if, it depends on what you're trying to get out of it. For something like this, where it's referencing a position in an array, R at least likes it better like this, using the paste command. The alternative strategy would be to do something like this. Yeah, so that's also an, like, it depends type of thing. So with the separator, well, if you're like pasting a bunch of things together, it like the separator will just throw some character between each thing that you're trying to put together. I can show an example of this. So possibly it's up in here somewhere, or I guess it's not. So like one of the things that I had to do for an assignment was piece together a URL. Basically just create a search query that searches some website for the information that I'm telling it to do. So in that case, you would use paste, and then you would add in all of your stuff and separate by, and use the separator command. That should not make a difference. Oops. It might be that you just need a space between these. Let me run this real quick. Yeah, okay. Do it. Okay, so, I guess correction on a statement that I made before. You should put a space between, like, in your separator, to, like, indicate that this is a space and not just some empty value. Because otherwise, you can see in my output down here, make big, that it didn't know what to do with that information when it was just sep equals quote quote. But if I add a space between it, then it does it. Yeah, so I guess ultimately it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't remember this separator, just add a space after, like, after your first character string and before your second character string. Either way sich. So let's make this more like this. There we go. So what I was talking about before, you can do, will it let me? I don't know if it'll let me do this. This might get mad at me for doing this. But that's why we're here. We're here to learn and find out. Yeah, okay. So the error I got for age response equals, it's getting mad that I am trying to add a numeric value to a non-numeric thing. The space between things. Sep is what's between the things. Yes, precisely. So you could do this. I think this is how it would. No, okay, you don't like that. Getting closer. I think this is how it... Yep, there we go. So this is another way to go about doing it, is if you want to combine your stuff into some variable name and then just print the variable name, you can totally do that and bypass this paste command in the variable name, but you would still need to use paste if you're gonna combine things together, especially if it's, well, specifically if it's, if you're adding characters and numerical values together. If you're just adding, if you're just adding numbers together, you don't need the paste command, because that's just basic math. For character strings, I think you would need the paste command. That sounds right. Let's see. Aha! Can I do a random number generator here? 1, 1. Sweet. Okay, that worked. Nice. Okay, cool. We can play the game that that I remember how to do in Python. So, how do I get user input in R? This is mildly a diversion from conditional statements, but this is also kind of a cute little thing to do in R. It's just a fun little thing to do. Oh, it's just prompt equals. So, let's see. We're learning all kinds of things today. So guess equals read line prompt equals okay, let's try this. Cool. So let's do... Alright. We're building a game. So let's say if guess equals random number, then print oops. Actually, let's just do it. Okay, and then else, I'm gonna call this random number game. So, so I guess it'll definitely help to walk through this as I'm doing it. So, this first line here is saying, is essentially saying, pick a number between 1 and 20 and, make it a whole number. That's not how you spell number. And then the second line here is saying, ask the user for a prompt to guess a number. And then the how did it do it before? Oh, okay. So how it structured this, haha, this is gonna be fun. Oops. Conditional statements to guess the number. I just tried to press the letter M 3 or 4 times and I actually failed. So if guess is greater than random number, print your guess is too high, please try again. If guess is less than random number, and we'll test and make sure that this actually works before we do it, or before we go further. So print your guess is too low, please try again. Okay. I have to make sure these are all how they should be. Well, it's... Yep, okay, I didn't like that. Yeah, okay. Let's clear this and try it again. So let's pick the number 10. And then let's see what the error was. Okay. I think that just needs to be on a new line. That might be unnecessary. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that worked. So, make this a little... There we go. Alright, so in the conditional statement, the entire game is going to be run in an if statement. So, so every time the, or let me back up a half step. You are going, we're gonna basically write a bunch of if statements, and we're gonna do it, let's say, 4 times. And each time you're going to guess a new number. So then within this if statement, it is constantly checking to see if you have guessed the correct number. And if you did not guess the correct number, it should tell you if your number is too high or if your number is too low. So all of this will be in the else statement. So guess readline prompt equals pick a new number. Okay, so then what's nice is that we should be able to just copy paste this. Let's add an extra space in here. Alright, so let's also add some comments. Attempt 1. Attempt 2. Attempt 3. And then let's do attempt 4. And then let's see, how is the last 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in the last instance, instead of your number is too high or too low, we will either say, so we are basically going to say, if guess equals the random number, then say, congrats, you win. And then what we can do here is just do else. You should be able to go on this line because that's how code works. Paste, you lost. So sad. The number was random num. Okay. No, let's not save that right now. So let's see. Let's try and get the output for this to be less loud. Okay. So let's say our number, let's use 10 again. So, hi Alice, welcome back to the stream. So, alright, so there is an issue with this game right now. As you can see, the random number is 5, but the code is saying your guess is too low, please try again. Let's see if I press 5. You see an issue here, chat? Sparrow, hi! Welcome! So, for those of you hopping in right now, we are messing around with conditional statements, and we are attempting to do a random number game. So, the premise of the game is I have a random number generator that's going to pick a number between 1 and 20, and then we have to guess what the number is to, like, basically try and guess the number. And we're using it, like, we're doing that with if statements. So, so as you could see in the chat here, or in the console, let's go up to here. So we picked, oh, this is awful. Aha, here's where we started. So, we picked a number, and just for the sake of troubleshooting, this thing is open right now, but once we get it working, then we'll shove this out of the way and see if we can guess the number. So, for troubleshooting, I'm just picking the number 10, as long as random number is not 10. And then what it's been doing is running through all of the if statements before deciding your guess is too low, please try again. So technically the code works. It's doing what we told it to do. It's just having a hard time doing the thing. So, let's see. I know this can be solved with a for loop, but I want to see if it can be done with an if statement. So that should be, I think what I'm going to do here is if guess does not equal random number, in a bad mood? Possibly. I think the way this is going to be done, or going to be I think the way this will have to be done, that's how words work, is through a for loop. That's the immediate solution to this problem. So we're gonna do that. So what we're gonna do here is for I, that's not an I in 1 to 4, this is gonna get a little messy as it's being shifted. Okay, that is there. That is for the else statement. Okay, formatting is good. So, This is intense music for something like this. Okay. So, let's, is the number too high or too low? Okay. I had to, like, think through the thought process here. So, so the change I made here, let's make that a little bit smaller, is, I'm going to run I'm basically putting everything in a for loop, so I only get 4 attempts to guess the number. So then it'll say if guess equals random, then output you win, the number is, and then the number. If the guess is not equal to random, then tell me if the number is too high or if it's too low. And then after this else statement, this actually needs to be the last thing in the statement. So let's fix that. Oops. I knew I was missing something. There we go. This looks like it might work. So let's find out. And we're gonna keep the side stuff here open for now. And let's pick the number 10 for troubleshooting. And then watch it break. Okay, so it's still saying my guess is too low, but then it also said you lost so sad the number was 8. So this needs to be in this needs to be a new statement. So what I'm gonna do here is say if I equals 4, so I'm specifying this has to occur on the last round. So if I equals 4, and then I'm gonna do, whoops, another statement that says if guess does not equal random number, then and make sure this formatting is right, print this thing. Oh man, there's a lot of messy things in here. That, oops. So that is for that, that is for that. Okay. So, what I did here is, I'm basically saying this, this condition has to occur on the very last round of the game, because otherwise you're gonna get this a bunch of times. Yeah. So, as you can see, it's doing it. I'm actually, there we go. I got stuck in the loop for a little bit. So, as you can see, it was printing both things at the same time, so this should fix the issue. And then I just have to remember the conditional operators of less than and greater than. That should work. It's being weird. I don't know why it's... We'll find out. So let's do 10. Oh. Okay, let's do... So this does not tell me anything, because it, like, I've had this come up. Isn't I being used in the workers thing? So, I can change the number to double check that. This I is like a temporary variable. It's only used for the if statement. Like it's only being used for the conditional statement. It's not, it shouldn't be picking up where you left off. But we can try that after we test this. Okay. Hey, look, the number changed again. So now so our number is 17, and we guessed 10 to begin with, and it said the guess is too low, please try again. So it picked 20, and now it says the guess is too high. So let's do 15. Let's do 17. Hey, the number is 17. So it works. So, I guess watch this, this I value as we go into the loop. Let's pick a new random number. Let's do 8, something intentionally not that number. So, when I go into the loop, it rewrites it as 1. So this is, the 1L is, to be honest, I don't know exactly what it's meaning, but it's basically saying in the first iteration of the loop. And now we have a new error, because I said to pick the number 8, which is obviously lower than 16, and now it's saying the guess is too high. So if we do... Interesting. So there is a little bit of weird shenanigans going on with this. Which should not be happening, because... So I'm just gonna read through these, because that's where the issue is happening. If our guess is greater than random number, print your guess is too high, please try again. If guess is less than random number, your guess is too low, please try again. I'm wondering if this just needs to be an else statement. It doesn't recognize else if. So let's try that. Okay, let's pick a new number. So we'll do 10. Lucky number 10. So for some reason, it's not recognizing that that 10 is actually higher than 9. So I think what might need to happen is the low statement needs to go first, and then the high statement comes after. So, okay, so let's try that. Let's swap these. And then we'll say if it's less than random number, and then here, your guess is too high, please try again. So we're gonna find out if order matters. That's the whole point of switching these around. So pick a new... There we go. Just pick some number. And then... Okay, so that worked. It is certainly being weird. So Fog, to answer your question earlier about I, like if you've been watching the value for I, it's been starting at 1 and going to 4. Okay, well that's kind of a scuffed game. If guess is greater than random number, that should match, that should match. That should be fine. Oh, is it like... Yeah, I think that's the formatting it's supposed to be in. Let's try this again. Lucky number 10. Why? What is this doing here? I'm very confused. I don't know why that's there, but